What is going on, everybody? It's your boy back. Got kind of a cool one for you today. I'm gonna be checking out the Haimus Racing CSL box. That's actually gonna be my second CSL intake for the M3. But firstly, we're gonna actually be throwing on a lip here to the E30. This is just some junk Amazon special, eBay special IS lip that I've been honestly holding on to forever. And I don't know, I feel the car with the stock lip, like it's all right, but have you ever seen like those memes where it's like the guy with the beard and then the guy without the beard and he just got like that chicken neck? I kind of feel like that's what the stock lip looks like. It's got like that chicken neck. So we're gonna throw that on really quickly before checking out this beauty here, Haimus Racing CSL intake. So a couple of things right away. With the stock spoiler off, look at that. That's gross. That's nasty. It really looks like one of those, the meme of that guy, like without the beard. Like, oh man, no lip. They're kind of ugly. I mean, I don't know. Second thing, this little, I mean, I said this thing's junk. I knew it was gonna be junk. It was only like 45 bucks, 50 bucks. But the mounting tabs for these are like way too thick. They're not gonna sit in here nice and flush, basically. I've talked to a couple of people that have had these IS lips and actually got them to fit really well. But what they did was they just ditched the stock clips. So I think we're gonna just ditch those and throw it up there with some zip ties. All right guys, really quickly, just wanted to show you how I broke down these clips because there's a lot of confusion, it seems, online. People just tell you to break them, but you can take them apart really easily. If you see online people telling you to just snap them and break them, don't listen to that guy because they're probably an idiot. So let me show you really quickly. It's super simple. All right, so these guys just consist of like a little pin. You can see that little circle there, a pin that goes into the back end of the clip that kind of sits in the bumper. You literally just have to punch that pin through. So you just want to pop it through with your poker or Allen or whatever will fit in there, honestly. The pin will push through the rivet and you just pull straight down. So basically you do that. That usually flies out and you pull it literally straight out of the bumper. Straight down off the bumper. That's all it takes to take these out. Well, there it is, pretty much all wrapped up. As you saw before, I did have to kind of finagle the edges, drill some like custom mounts or just custom holes for mounting. But I'm pretty pleased. I like how it came out. It looks really good on the car. I mean, for a $40, $50 eBay, Amazon lip that was pretty much junk, it looks pretty good, especially doing with zip ties. And now if something breaks, the benefit is you don't have to buy an expensive ass lip or a bunch of clips. And it gives a way better side profile, I think. It doesn't look like it has that chicken neck any longer. So I'm really pleased with that. That was cool. But on to the intake here.
You got the sauce, bitch.
Alright y'all, well it is technically a new day because it's December here in LA and it gets dark at like 5 o'clock, so but I had to wait until the next day to get some good lighting on this. But first thoughts on this box, the Haimus box is beautiful. It's like honestly it's like a work of art. I would put it up on my wall if I didn't want to get it in the car so bad. But this thing is pretty sweet. Much nicer than my other one. The other one was nice, but it was just kind of like a one-off replica of like the Beamer World 200mm Motorsport one. And the Haimus box is actually super nice. All of the bungs are really nicely fitted. The clear is really nice. It has like a really nice wet appearance. My other one almost had like a matte, almost like the dry carbon finish, which, you know, it was whatever. This one, I like that the IAT is actually replaced on it. They put it towards the back of the intake, so it's further away from some of the hot air off of like the oil filter housing and everything. This one has a really nice internal construction. All of the snorkels look really nicely cut. It looks like it was actual autoclave rather than like hand carbon laid down. My other one looked like the trumpets were hand laid carbon, but this is all like really nicely finely cut trumpets. I like that this one internally, it doesn't have like the support columns or support, you know, whatever you want to call those. The Turner Motorsport has one, the Carbonius has them. I mean, they are what they are. I'm sure that they provide support, but I want as little things in there as possible that could potentially be sucked in. So I know on some of the Turner boxes, they were breaking. On some of the old Streamline boxes, those supports were breaking. So kind of shied away from them. But the Haimus box is just a one open construction, basically an open box construction, which was just like my other one. This one, the bungs on the back for the couplers are really nicely, it's like an aluminum machine fitting, so it's really nice. As well as the fitment, you know, up and down the center crease here and everything, really nice and tight. My other one had a little bit of kind of loose areas there. But otherwise, I mean, until I get it on the car and hear it and really get that sound feedback, it's gonna be a tough comparison because the other one had a really nice, deep sound. Might have been, you know, just the way that the guy laid it, and the original, I guess, creator of these said, or I think is either the original creator or it was Gordon Murray from McLaren, stated that, you know, tuning carbon airboxes is really delicate, you know, in terms of the resonance and what sound you get, based on even the carbon thickness of the weave and the overall wall thickness with the clear will give it a different pitch. So the other one had a really nice deep pitch, which I'll put a clip in here. Hoping that this one will have something resemblant to that. It is the 200mm open stack. Basically, it can't accept the snorkel, but this one, the Haimus Racing, is a specific snorkel. It won't fit with an OEM snorkel, but it is the 200mm, which, if you're, you know, wondering how big is 200mm, it is big enough to put on your head. I don't know how many people have stuck their head in a CSL intake, but can't be many. I've actually stuck my head in 2 CSL intakes, so. This is, you know, again, 200mm versus Turner Motorsports. I think they only do 120mm intake, which I've heard reports that the Turner ones are a little bit, you know, quiet on the quiet side, as well as the overall gains aren't as much as, say, like the Evolve box or the Carbonius, which I think those are all 200mm. Beamer World states that like the 200mm, like the Motorsport variant, but it seems like most of them are going to be 200mm. Just to go back in a little bit in terms of CSL intake history and evolution, originally was made by this company, Divuge or Diveja, out of Germany. That was made for this S54. They did it for the P54. They did it for a couple different engines. But that was made up until, I'm sure, patent rights or something had expired, and eventually I think Evolve purchased a copy of the molds, maybe the original molds, and Evolve had made a reproduction of the Motorsport version, which has that large kind of funnel intake, which is really cool. And then they made that for a while. I think Turner Motorsport may have gotten a mold from Evolve or something like that. but more of the original Platinum open stack style. And then eventually, Carbonius popped up. There's one from Streamline. There's the Jeff Steele ones. Those are kind of like European variants. I think technically Haimus is a Streamline evolution, or used to be Streamline, which I know that they had somewhat of their own production issues, but as a company, they did rectify that. And one thing to consider, at least I considered, was that the Haimus racing box has a 5-year warranty. The Carbonius only has a 2. I see it as just guaranteed years of fun. So my other one had 0 warranty. It was just from like a random dude in Poland. And I beat the shit out of it. Honestly, it took it, it performed, and that's kind of like what led me along this journey of looking for other ones. I'm pretty happy with this one. This is actually like their motorsport level. They do have a premium level, which goes into a little bit higher detail. I think they have one more layer of clear, but this is the motorsport version, so I'm hoping it's a little bit louder as well, so less clear, thinner walls. I don't know. In terms of cost on these, just to kind of start, I guess, on the cheapest end would be maybe like the one that I had grabbed. It was about $1,400. That was, again, just a one-off. It's not really even a store you could get it from. Then Turner's is about 14, 15, 16 maybe, depending, if you get it on sale. But again, that's the 120. There is this one, the Haimus, which is about 17 for the motorsport. I think maybe 19 for the premium version. Carbonius is right there, about 2,400, 2,200 depending. There's the Evolve box, which is about $2,200. The Beamer World box, which is about almost $3,000. And then all the way on top of that, there's the OEM box, which is like $9,000. So, I mean, definitely any of those other options are a good deal compared to the originals, but the originals are still holding up after 15, years of abuse almost. So, that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to getting this on soon, but we do have to get some work done on the M3. We're doing the entire rear end. We're gonna just do that quick. I might just throw like one quick time lapse of getting on that. Well, I think I'm gonna call it. That's pretty much all I had for you guys today was the lip on the E30, which I'm stoked about. That came out really well. And then kind of just, opening this up and looking at it. I hadn't really even looked at it. I just got it. I'm really happy with that, so stoked to get that on the car. But, if you enjoyed this or you learned or something, let me know below, share a comment. Otherwise, I do look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. So until then, peace!